Got a few projects going on. I pulled this out last night from this area here, and it did leave a little gap on my porch that I built a few years ago. Pulled up the blocks I had down there. It was never really level, and I sort of cleared some of the dirt out here and redid that footing. These won't be like that, but I do want to do something. Redid that footing to make it a little bit better. Thought it would look cool. It just looks like a chunk of cement. Really looks kind of disgusting, but I will make it better. The other project I'm working on at the same time, since it sort of just goes hand in hand, is using those center blocks over here and using these platforms, 1, 2, 3, and I have another one back 4. They're about 8 feet by whatever. Comes out to 8 foot by 10 foot. So plan on putting it there. And then this is supposed to go where that little whatever wood thing is and give plenty of shade. The idea is it'll shade wherever I'm hanging out here on the platform, and also next to it if I want to just sit. And then these blue flagstones that I luckily got for free thanks to my job. The idea is that those are going to go after I get the porch all sorted out where the red ones were. They're going to go here. Doing a whole shot today, just trying to do everything at the same time and not overthink it but not underthink it. And just try to sort it all out, make it look decent. To make rather a spot here for everybody to hang out while we're racing. A quick mock-up here. The orange things represent the edges of the platform, including the arrow right there. And anyway, looks like the table will fit well. The barbecue pit will fit well. Any kids hanging out here, depending on how far back I want the table, I can slide the table back and I can have people on both sides, or I can keep it this way, which is probably where I'll keep it most of the time. And the idea is you can sit here and either work in your RC car while you're watching other RC cars play, or sit here and eat your food, or you can come off of this and you'll be able to traverse the what do you call it, the thing over there, the whatever dilly. Should be able to traverse it around and be able to sit here as well if you wanted to just sit off the platform, away from it. Let's say the kids are eating, for example. You can swing this around because you want shade. The reason you would want shade is if you look up where I'm standing now, this is sort of the open area. Oh, look at that tree, it's so pretty. So green, so green. But if you're standing here, on average, you won't really need much shade because you're right under the tree. And basically what's going to happen is that sun's going to go up, over around that way, and then back down. And if you're looking at it, here's the track. So the sun goes up, over, and down, up, over, and down. Throwing a little sunshine in here. No big deal though, so when you're sitting here and you look right, it'll be setting over there somewhere. Maybe over there, depending on the time of year. Even the moon at night, you should be able to see it through here. But the idea is you probably won't need too much shade. But if you did, it would be right here. And you could swing the top as far that way as you want to get it to shade where you're at here. Or there. So, let's say I'm sitting here, for example. And the sun is over there, so it's coming through here just like a visor. I'll take the umbrella deal, swing it all the way around over to here, and it'll sort of just hover over the track and it'll cause shade. So what I'm gonna do is, now that I've got everything in place, I know how I want it, I'm gonna go along the edges here and try to get them as flat and flush as possible, and bring my boards in and get all that done first. Keeping in mind I want to try to keep it as flush with two things as possible. One is going to be the house. I want to keep it pretty parallel with the house, and then also let me go around this tree here. Doesn't have to be exact, but pretty parallel with the track. That way I'm basically on point with both of them, so it doesn't look retarded and all crooked. What I did keep in mind though was visual. When you're sitting there, you don't have any major obstructions. The only obstruction in your view will be the pole that's going to come out of here, plus the umbrella part. Good chance people are going to want to stand right here just to converse and talk, and that's fine. Umbrella thing, still see most of the track, no problem. You know, maybe minus a few people here, part of the umbrella thing, just step forward a smidge, and that's that. And then the other idea is where you're sitting here and you're watching people race, the umbrella might be a little bit in the way, maybe the pole, but nothing major. You should be able to see them come ripping down this, you know, throwing some dirt, and then jump right in front of you, and then land. Beauty of it. Got the sign. I think it'll come out nice. Little baseline here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. And unfortunately, it will shift over time, so I'll have to probably redo it. I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna have to add a second height layer here. But I'm not sure I want to try and raise it or just leave it at that height. I haven't decided yet. For the record, I did decide to go 2, just because there was a root right there that I didn't want to cut. Another one. Putting 2 on, came out decent. Yeah, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to make anything great. The reason being is there's just no point. It's going to shift. So eyeball perfect is what I'm calling it. The reason being is because those boards do have an L angle on the end, which I'll show you later, that we'll need to match up with it fairly decent. Okay, slight disappointment, not a big deal. I can't butt the center blocks up to this because of the bolt. So they're going to be on the inside of that. Kind of makes my job a little easier because I don't have to be exact. But if I'm to put the center blocks here, and there's a little overhang there, I don't think it's enough to where if somebody was to stand on this last 2 inches or whatever to flip the whole board. It just, I don't see it happening. So it should be fine. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll just keep them an inch or 2 to the inside of that, and then true to themselves, and then I will use my handy dandy board that I just found. Sorry for the shakiness. And figure out however far I need to go. Probably put a mark on here somewhere, and then use this as a straight edge, fairly straight, and then put that little level on it, and that'll be my way of deciding how high it needs to be. I did come up shy on my bricks by 1, I believe. So I found a thinner one somewhere. And 1 there. Let's see here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 7. I think I'm still shy by 1, I guess, but I'll make it work. I could probably spread these out a little bit on this side. They don't have to be perfect. Although I did want that pretty close because I knew it'd have more weight with the extra blocks on it. And yeah, anyway, we'll make it work. Here we go. I've literally scavenged every center block I can find and tried to put the better looking ones on top because the bottom ones will probably get more covered than the others. But even with that, I'm still shy. So I did all I could to avoid this idea However, I think it's about to happen. One project has spilled into another. I need these, probably need these 4 center blocks to finish my project. And my idea is to cut it out of a tree. Put 2 stumps there, which is what I had done before, and it worked okay. The only problem was it wasn't super flat, so I had to like shim it up and make it right. It's very hard to make a straight cut with a chainsaw, at least it is for me. So there's a tree over there. I think I'll just cut that, and yeah, that'll be my new legs for my little bench. And then I'll just have 4 more blocks. Not calling it perfect, but I think it worked out pretty good. And now I have some extra blocks. What's up? Quick update here. It is coming along pretty good. I've chosen to put them in there. I use the regular center block, like the ones over there, the shorter one, and then these red ones, which they're not very thick. And then I went ahead and tried to cover them up the best I could with dirt and stuff with roots in it that I had dug up previously to try and get it to grow along the side for water management. And then I will do something similar over there before I am done. I think it's coming along good though. Just got to get down to here. I'm using the little level on that to get it pretty close. Using that as the height. So the first couple were the hardest, and then this wasn't too bad. Now it's starting to move pretty quick. And I'm still using this across to make sure it's level. Okay, so this is how it basically turned out with the bricks and everything. I think it came out decent. I did try to kick the dirt up here. I don't know if you can make it out. And sort of created a little way for the water to go, if you will, from here down. And then hopefully just out. Pretty level, pretty straight. Good enough for what I'm doing. Once again, pretty level, pretty straight. Did keep it a level across as well. Hopefully it works. I have no clue. I'm just trying to use what I have available. Not spend any money, just put a little time and effort into it. Also on this side I kicked some dirt up. Hopefully water management wise will kick in and it'll just go around it and out. I do still need to figure out how I'm gonna put the umbrella thing. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 center blocks, but right here I might use the center blocks and see what I can do. So now that I'm actually digging them up out of the dirt and looking at them, this one, which was laying there of course, the board's a little messed up because, well, I caught it with the riding mower and not only tore up my mower blade, but tore that up. So I might rearrange exactly how they are on here, but it's coming out pretty good. The other one I have in the back, the middle board is lower than the other 2 boards. So I think I'm just going to try to screw a board to it and see if I can't get it all to level out. To admit, for free, it came out really nice. And this wood's been here for a while. I don't know what treated wood shit this is, but holy crap. I think the only thing I might do is come back and just put some boards underneath to help tie it together and screw them into each other. But that's that. I mean, and when you stand here and you're looking at the racetrack, you can see everything very clearly. It is not even an issue. It is perfect view. I do like that. Everything feels pretty solid. No complaints. Okay, I think I got her figured out. Looks like a little bit of a mess now, because, well, it is. I'm going to take these 4 center blocks here. I'm going to put one on each side where the metal parts are and dig it down and make it level with that. Then I'm going to cut this 3 foot, screw it in here on the bottom, and then cut this down to size and put 2 legs on it, which will sit on the center blocks, which will be level. Right? Might be a little extra effort for that. Worth it. Then this part, the edge here, will actually sit over a little ways, I think. But in order to get my dimensions on that, I'm going to screw all these boards up underneath to help tie everything together and make all the little bits, you know, nice and tight. And then this board right here, which is treated, piece of plywood sheet, I plan on cutting it to size to fit for this, because those bags have sand in them, and that's what holds this whole thing up so it doesn't fall once you extend the umbrella out. And unfortunately, it's gonna be a little extra something to make it work right. Oh, got a message. So that's where I'm at right now. I did have to scavenge for some screws. Unfortunately, this thing had to come apart, which didn't matter. I was probably never going to use it. So let me get these boards up underneath this platform here, get it all nice and tight and tied together. Then I can go ahead and put that table on there and do a mock-up. It probably won't ever come back off. And then go ahead and put my barbecue pit on here. And then I think I can go ahead and do what I got to do and see if I can't move it in or out, or see what I can get away with. And really, it's just a matter of working with what I have. The board I want to use for the legs isn't quite long enough, and I don't really want to use the other boards, and none of those boards are treated. So I'm trying to cut this on top of that to help cover up the, I don't know, the non-treated stuff, and we'll see. Some of that might have to be redone in the future, but I think it'll work now for plenty of years. And by the time I get ready to redo all this, I'm hoping I'll be much further along anyway, and it won't matter. Alright, well, I think I've got everything in place where it needs to be. I don't know why I want it on there so badly, but I feel like it just needs to be on there, just to help deal with some of the weight, I guess. Plus, I don't have as many center blocks. That's what it was. That's why I have to have it on there. Okay, so yeah, that's what's gonna happen. The next day, this is my update. So I went ahead and pulled all these red bricks out of the way. They were lining that little garden area that Anna built for me, and that plant's included. So I might come back with the red bricks or something and put it here. And it's basically an L, and it'll match this. But these are the blue stones I was talking about earlier in the video. It is now the next day. They came out very nice. I did a pretty good job of making sure everything's as level as possible, straight as possible. There's no overlapping seam lines either. And I have to admit, it came out pretty nice. Very happy with it. As I said earlier in the video, my bench has the wood things now, and that looks pretty decent. Still have to do some work on the porch area to finish it up. Never got to the stones down there. I'm not too worried about it. Also, most importantly, this is done. I think it came out pretty good. Tested it out last night. Enjoyed it. Had the pit going. It's out of the way. The kids aren't really too close to it. They don't venture down there too often. I live next to a trail, if you can see the side-by-sides going through the woods here. I love it. I love sitting out here and watching them go by. It's amazing. This looks like a pretty decent crowd here. I don't know, is that like 4 or 5 now? Those are side-by-sides. Anyway, I get to enjoy them. And my racetrack's here. So essentially you can stand on this. I included another bluestone here. I will need to do more work on this part to make it right. But it's getting there. It's getting there. This is probably the ugliest part of the whole thing. And I didn't commit fully to it because, guess what? There's some cracks here that I would like to fill with something. There's these little styrofoam noodle things that construction workers use to fill cracks before they put something else over it when they're trying to seal it. I might do that before I actually enclose this, but I did put some stones down in here. I'll try to video it, leaving a little gap. And you are now underneath my porch. Anyway, the stones are there to allow the water to drain as needed. What I think is going to happen is I'll leave those stones there and get a PVC pipe of some sort and put it in place, and then probably come with a piece of board and close this off, and then fill it with dirt the way it's supposed to be, and then so on and so forth. And or maybe I'll use center blocks and fill it with dirt, not real sure, and then put the step where it is now, and probably cut one of these to fill in this side here. Maybe cut the other one for the back piece. I don't know, but it'll come out nice when it comes out nice. Right now I'm not too worried about it. So that's that though. I thought it'd come out decent. Everything's basically what I said it was going to do. This ended up being further this way than I expected. Not by much, a few inches, not enough to cry about. The treated wood I used, went ahead and rounded it, just so nobody stubs their toe on it. Found some treated plywood that I wasn't using, stuck it in there for water management. Hopefully it stays in place like it's supposed to. We will see. Still got a lot of mess going on from the project, but it all came out pretty decent.